Hello again. Today, we'll discuss the dangers of drug abuse, warning signs to look out for, the different stages of drug abuse, and the reasons drugs are so difficult to give up. But first, let's take a look at some of the common words used in this module. Anxious, feeling worried and afraid. Craving, a strong desire for something. Withdrawal, negative effects users feel if they don't use drugs. Overdose, a dangerous amount of a drug. Substance, a drug that causes you to act differently. The abuse of legal and illegal drugs are serious issues that shouldn't be ignored. Any person who uses illegal drugs is breaking the law and is in danger of going to jail. Even if legal drugs like alcohol, cigarettes, or medication are abused, you risk becoming addicted, and in most cases, it isn't easy to tell if you're abusing these drugs. People who become addicted to drugs or alcohol generally go through obvious stages of abuse. Understanding these stages can help you to recognize a problem and get help before it's too late. Drug and alcohol abuse starts by experimenting. This means that the person voluntarily starts to use the substance. Young people usually use drugs or alcohol with friends because it looks cool and they want to fit in. Older people think that they have no other way to solve the problems in their lives, like losing a husband or wife, or even their job, and start to use. At first, they don't use drugs or alcohol that often, but soon it becomes a bad habit because they want to keep looking cool, or they want to keep forgetting about their problems. This is when they start to use drugs or alcohol regularly. Regular use is when a person continues to use drugs or alcohol with friends or even alone. It doesn't have to be every day, but can happen every weekend or every time the person is lonely, bored, or stressed. People who use drugs or alcohol in a risky way will start to show signs of bad behavior. They could sometimes be reckless and drink and drive, or have problems in their relationships. Teenagers could start doing very badly in school and are often absent from their classes. A person who is addicted to drugs or alcohol will continue to use even though it is harmful to their body. At this stage, the drug or alcohol abuse is out of control, and the person thinks that they must abuse drugs to feel better. That's why it's important that you know the signs of drug and alcohol abuse. Here are some warning signs to look for. A need to use alcohol or drugs every day. Being absent from work because of the drug or alcohol abuse. Spending more money on alcohol or drugs than they can afford. Sudden aggressive mood changes. Getting into trouble and fighting. People who abuse drugs, including alcohol, cigarettes, or medication, go through different emotional stages. A rush is the sudden and intense enjoyment users feel after taking drugs, specifically hard drugs like heroin or tuk. After a rush, the users feel high. Depending on the type of drug they use, feelings of happiness and excitement or complete relaxation are felt. A high can last up to a few hours, but it depends on the type of drug. Once the high wears off, users come down from that stage. This is called a downer. It is generally the time users feel anxious and depressed and look to get more drugs to keep feeling happy. This is the cycle of abuse of illegal or legal drugs when someone is addicted. When an addict hasn't used in a while, they develop a strong need for it. This is called a craving, and they will do anything to get more drugs or alcohol. Many drug users mix more than one kind of drug, and this increases their chance of an overdose. Mandrax is often mixed with dacha, and alcohol is sometimes mixed with medication, which can be deadly. But what is an overdose? An overdose is when someone takes too much of a drug and they become seriously ill, often leading to death. A person who has overdosed must be taken to a doctor, clinic, or hospital immediately. Signs that someone has overdosed include vomiting, stomach cramps, feeling dizzy, becoming unconscious, and difficulty breathing. Giving up drugs is not an easy thing to do. Drugs affect how we feel and think, and when users have stopped using, it feels as if life is very difficult. This is called withdrawal. Withdrawal symptoms include being anxious, uncontrollable shaking, and depression. If you or someone you love is using drugs or abusing alcohol, seek help from a healthcare provider or addiction professional like Sanka. If you are having a problem with anything in your life, go to someone you can trust and tell them about it. Or if you or someone you care about already has a drug addiction, call or visit the South African National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, SANCA. You can call them at the number shown on the screen, 086 147 2622. So, we've come to the end of this module. Today, you learned about the dangers of drug abuse, the warning signs to look out for, and why it is difficult to quit using drugs. That's all for today, and we hope to see you soon. Goodbye, tot ziens, sala kahle, usale kakuhle.